Welcome back into no longer a soon-to-be award-winning bro therapy here on TM5. We are award-winning. I am Bryce Sparling. As always, my color co-commentator, Casey Bass. Ooh, I like that. Brought to you by Marine South.
Attaboy.
Brought to you by Marine South. Without Marine South, we wouldn't be here. We wouldn't be here in glorious 1080p. I don't know if we're quite in 4K, but we're at least in 1080p.
What's up, homie?
Not much.
Nobody
dude.
wants to see us in 4K.
That's what I was thinking. I was looking at new webcams because mine's pretty old, man. I need a new webcam on Amazon, and they have some 4K, and I was like, oh yeah, I might as well go to 4K. And I was like, well, no one wants to see these crow's feet in 4K. No one wants to see that. And B, what we use Zoom doesn't even do video stuff in 4K, so it would be pointless.
I always think technology a lot of times is a gimmick.
Yeah.
I was watching WrestleMania this year, and every once in a while they would switch to a 4K camera, and you knew it.
Oh, yeah.
Like, you instantly knew it.
Yep.
I was like, what is that?
Yeah.
Like, it's a big difference.
It's beautiful.
At which point I went, I don't want one of those. Those people are beautiful. I am not.
Don't need to see all those imperfections.
No, Roman Reigns in 4K is one thing. My old butt in 4K would scare the children.
Go running for
like the Grand Canyon on the space.
To the hills.
Make him stop, mommy. Make him stop.
You know, a lot of the NASCAR races now are in 4K, and it is when you turn on the 4K and then you turn on the surround sound for a NASCAR race on a Sunday and it shakes your house and the neighbors are complaining because it's so loud. It's pretty damn awesome. It's pretty amazing.
What's interesting to me is that my TV supports it.
Mm-hmm.
My TV is old. My TV is a week younger than my kid.
Oh, wow.
I bought my television when my daughter was a week old.
Probably like one of the first 4K TVs they ever made.
I don't think it's a 4K TV.
Oh, really?
It's a 3D TV. It's 13 years old.
Ooh, that's a technology.
13 years old this week.
That never really kicked off, did it? The 3D technology stuff.
But the reason I bought it, I wasn't interested at all in the 3D. In fact, 3D stuff generally makes me nauseous.
Yeah,
like I get a little sick.
Yeah, but
I figured if it had all of the technology in it for the 3D, that it would have higher processing power and be a more quality machine. And you know, I shopped hard for it. And the problem was that frustrated my wife was I figured out at that time that at TJ Maxx, they would negotiate with you.
Ooh.
And that was bad for my family because I had a ball buying that television. Finally, the store manager, this went on for a week. The store manager comes over to me. He's like, look, basically it's like a car deal. What do I got to do to get you out of here? I was like, look, I'll pay. So it was a floor model, Sony Bravia.
Oh yeah, those are good.
And he goes, I said, I'll pay you the $14.99 that's on the price.
Right. Yeah.
Which was already discounted like crazy. You throw in, I don't remember what I got. I got 2 gold
chains
of the cord.
HDMI cables. Yeah.
I got 2 gold HDMIs. Back then those were like literally gold.
Yeah.
I got plus the one that it came with, but I got the gold ones. I got 2 sets of 3D glasses, which I knew I never was going to use. I got him to throw in a copy of Avatar in 3D and a copy of
Bad Boys 2.
One of the Johnny Depp movies in 3D, like
Pirates of the Caribbean
deal.
I love those movies, man. I'm a huge pirate guy.
We have never used the 3D glasses.
Really? Not even once. Not even to test it out.
Never even tried. I should try to find them. I don't know where they are. My kid might be interested in it.
I wonder if a lot of people were like you, where the 3D stuff either made them nauseous or gave them a headache or something, because it never took off at all. Like, I thought that was going to be the next big thing in television, was like 3D stuff, because every single movie that came out in theaters was a 3D movie, and like it just never took off for some reason.
Well, the 4K gives you the depth.
Oh, it's beautiful.
To me, the 3D was about, like, I watched it in the store.
Yeah.
I watched Avatar. And where it's impressive is not when things coming at your face.
Yeah.
It's like when they're around the tree and stuff, and and you can just see deep into the scene.
Yeah.
Like it's like you're really there. And I think that the 4K gives you that depth and makes you feel like you're in the picture, maybe even more than the 3D. You don't have to do anything. You just have to use your eyeballs.
How cool would it be though? I've always been a big advocate of football games. I don't like the sideline looking down view. I'm not a fan of that. I'm more of a fan of the camera either in the backfield or in the defensive backfield. Either one of those views is where I like to, if I have an option, that's where I like to view a football game. Zoomed out view, either behind, up high behind the running back or up high behind the safety or something like that. Like that's where I enjoy watching football games. That camera point. Yeah. And like, how cool would it be to have a 4K 3D view of that, and even maybe a little bit lower? You almost feel like you're in the play, like you feel like you're a safety or a running back there in the backfield. Like, how cool would that be to have that sort of technology?
Just a helmet cam on Patrick Mahomes.
I'd take that.
So you see wherever he's looking and how fast he's looking,
mm-hmm.
and what it looks like around him.
Mm-hmm.
I'd sign up for that.
There's a rugby league over in Europe, and I want to say the Canadian Football League has worked with this as well, where the referees have cameras and you can log in. It's a paid website, but you can log in and watch referee cam. I know a European league in rugby has it, but there's I think the Canadian Football League does it as well. But you can log in and watch the referee cam. You can be right there where the referee is. You can see where the referee is seeing and see the play develop and everything from field level. I think that's pretty neat technology. I think that's interesting.
That's really cool, actually.
Yeah. They have it for NASCAR, like the in-car camera. You can log in and see the telemetry and all that for NASCAR. They have it for F1 and everything. It's pretty cool, the technology that we're getting in sports now and the different options we have to view sports, unless you're the Atlanta Braves, and then you can't watch them anywhere.
So went to the game this week.
I heard
the first game I've been to all year, first Braves action I've seen not on a highlight.
Yep.
And my boy Rocco came up from Savannah. We went over my boy Reeves, who we talked about a couple weeks ago.
Yeah.
And then Tracy, with too many E's in her name, is the fourth member of our crew. And she was the one that kind of put it all together. And Rock was watching the weather hard.
Yeah.
Because he didn't want to drive all the way over.
I don't blame him.
Anyway, he ends up being an hour late.
Oh, no.
So I'm at Reeves's house playing. First off, I was like, dude, we're sitting here for an hour because we're not going to go to the game without Rocco. He's driving from Savannah. Like, we're waiting on our boy.
Right.
We've got the game on the radio. It's 1-0. Rock's like, I'm an hour out. All right, fine. So let's play some video games. Me and you haven't played video games in 25 years. His girl wasn't there. It was just me and him on the couch. So he pulls his Xbox out and he's like, this is the game my son's playing right now. It's called Goat Simulator 3.
Oh, yeah.
Goat Simulator 2.
Goat Simulator, yeah. Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's Grand Theft Auto for kids with a goat.
With a goat.
So I was like, this is the dumbest thing. What am I going to see? Then it comes, I'm like, oh, this is amazing.
It's hilarious,
this is Grand Theft Auto.
Yeah, yeah.
And then we ended up playing MLB The Show for 30 minutes. But Rock gets there. We jump in an Uber. We go over. We sit in our seats. First pitch, bottom half, fourth inning. Michael Harris, boom, gone. Then they proceed to score 6 runs in the next 8 minutes that we were there. Like, we sat down for the entire baseball game. It all happened in the bottom of the fourth. That was the 7-0 win. And we sat there and boom, boom, boom. And I was like, this is amazing. Like, we just sit down and start hitting bombs. And then the game's over. It was 2 hours and 10 minutes.
It's quick. Yeah. Was that the
2 hours and 10 minutes?
Was that the near no-hitter, or was that the night after the near no-hitter?
Three hitter. That was Chris Sale.
Chris Sale. Okay, so that was the night after the near no-hitter.
That was the 3-hitter.
Chris Sale
he looked
good.
God.
Yeah. He looked really good.
Boring. It was boring. He was so good.
That's the most complimentary thing you can say about a pitcher is that game was boring. You were so good.
Yes. That's why Maddox was so great. It took years for people to realize it because he was so boring.
Yep.
But Nolan Ryan, Roger Clemens, that's not boring. Their no-hitters make your hair stand up because they're blowing people away. Maddox is just getting ground balls.
Yeah. And he's only throwing the ball 85 miles an hour, maybe.
Yeah. He's And I've heard from several different sources, including him, that he could hit 95. He just couldn't win at 95.
Yeah, but why hit 95 when you're one of the greatest pitchers of all time at 83, 85?
Ball didn't move as much.
Yeah, like, you know. All right. What do you have a first rant? Because I got one locked and loaded, and I think people are going to find this funny, especially people that know me.
I have one that people are going to find funny for me. I can't believe I'm about to do this.
Okay. All right.
In fact, I may be doing this in defiance of my Uncle Don.
Oh, no.
My Uncle Don may be one of these people.
Oh, no. Uh-oh.
Now, in defense of UD, Uncle Don is a troll in training. So I can't ever, he's got a lot of clay in him. I can't ever really tell
the picture
if he really feels that way or if he's just trolling. He just wants to, these are what people are complaining about, so I'm going to complain about it. I can't ever really tell.
The picture on Twitter was great during the Bowden series. That was fantastic.
He's so good. He's so funny. All right. This is something I never thought I would do. Ever. Clemson fans, you need to lay off of Dabo Swinney. What in the world are you spoiled ass babies complaining about? Who do you think you are? You are not the University of Alabama. You are not Oklahoma. You are not Texas. You are freaking private ass Clemson sitting in Anderson, South Carolina, who won one thing ever before that nerd showed up. Yes, he's the world's most awkward human being. Maybe second to the guy out in San Diego. But that guy's a really good coach too. They are calling for his head. They want Dabo Swinney fired after a 9-4 season. 9 wins. 9 freaking wins. That's what gets him fired. Do you know how many 10-win seasons the Clemson Tigers had before Dabo Swinney got there? Ever?
Less than 5? I don't know.
Since 1902.
It's a long time.
That's how long they've been playing football. They've had 7.
Okay, so more than 5.
4 of them are in a row.
Oh.
87, 88, 89, 90.
Who was the coach then? Do you know? Wonder why they had.
I don't remember.
I don't know. I wonder who they had there. I wonder if that was like
He's a legend in
very
South
Carolina
parts of southwestern South Carolina. 1948, 1978, 81, 90, 89, 88, 87. Those are not bad. Anyway, my notes are screwed up.
Sounds close enough.
Here's your Dabo stats. Here's Dabo stats.
Okay.
You ready?
Yep.
Because Dabo got there.
Yep.
Since 2008, he's got 7. Or he won 7 in 08, and then he won 9 in 09, and really he won 8 in 09. That 9th game is a forfeit in the ACC championship game by Georgia Tech. They played Georgia Tech. Georgia Tech beat them by 5. Great game. It was like 39-35.
Yeah.
And then Georgia Tech later, NCAA did NCAA things. They said they had an ineligible player, but they couldn't prove they had an ineligible player. So they took the ACC championship away from Georgia Tech for obstructing the investigation. Donald Trumped them.
They couldn't prove it.
They didn't give the ACC championship to Clemson. They just gave them the win.
It was just vacant?
It's just vacant.
They got the win.
Best I can tell.
Not that, Jesus, dude.
So that's really an 8-win season. So he went 7 wins, 8 wins, and then 6 wins in his first 3 years, right?
Yeah.
You know why? Because it takes a minute to rebuild a program from the ground up.
Right.
With, and here's the important part, 18-year-olds.
Yeah.
This is why they're all mad. Okay? Since then, starting in 2011, he had 12 in a row. 12 straight 10-win seasons. They've had 7 ever.
And he had 12 in a row.
12 straight 10-win seasons. Clemson is such an afterthought in college football that if you look up the list of 10-win season teams, they're not on it. However, they should be. They've got the right amount of numbers. Would you like to hear that?
Yeah.
Sure. Why not, Casey Bass? All right. So who's got the most?
Most 10-win seasons?
Yeah.
I would say probably Michigan.
Michigan is 3rd. And they are 11 behind the ones at the
USC?
top. Oklahoma and Alabama are at the top.
Really? Oh,
I think Alabama may be one now.
yeah.
This list that I'm looking at. But at this year, whatever this was, I think it was 2022. Oklahoma had 41 and Alabama had 41.
Okay. Yeah. So, I mean, Oklahoma's been pretty good
Clemson's
recently,
got
though.
19. Remember, we said they had 7 without Dabo,
Yeah.
12 with Dabo. That's 19.
19.
On this list, that would put them between BYU and Tennessee.
Oh.
At 13.
The fact that BYU and Tennessee have close to the same amount of 10-win seasons, that sort of blows my mind.
They're playing different brand of football.
Yeah.
They're playing different leagues. And just like Clemson. Before Dabo got there, you know who was winning ACC championships, Clemson fans? You want to know how bad you sucked? Maryland. Maryland, Duke, and Virginia. Those 3 won ACC championships in the 3, 4, 5 years before Dabo got there. And Georgia Tech.
Powerhouses. And you have the gall to say, who's coming there? I don't know.
Who's coming to Clemson?
Who
got Dabo, who was the heir apparent. Every single solitary Alabama Crimson Tide fan wanted Dabo to follow Saban.
Yep.
It was Dabo and Kirby. Those were the only 2 names that they mentioned. Period. Those were the 2 names.
I don't know who you're going to get to come to Clemson and recruit against SEC teams when you're not in the SEC.
No,
that's the sort of overhanging thing when you talk about a Clemson or a Florida State or a Miami. Like, these guys got to recruit against SEC schools, and they're not in the SEC, but yet they are in SEC country. Like, there's no upside.
It's like these girls that you see on the TikTok or whatever talking about the quality men that they ain't going to they got to be 6 foot tall and got to make $300,000 a year.
Yeah.
Got to do this and got to do that, and he's got to do this, and they're a 7.
Yeah.
And they're a 7 with
have
a ton
fun
of
being
makeup
single
on.
your whole
That's
life.
Clemson. That's Clemson fans. They think they're Alabama. They think they're Texas. They think they're Michigan or Ohio State. They're not. They're a private school in South Carolina. They're not. Dabo Swinney has won 2 national championships there. Before he got there, they'd won 1 in 100 years. In 100 years. Georgia Tech's won a national championship.
It's a
BYU has won a national championship. Having one ain't that big of a deal.
Yale has won multiple. Yeah.
It's not that big of a deal. They think there's something that they're not. He has turned them into a powerhouse. But the nation still doesn't recognize it because when you look at a list of the top teams, they're not on the list. They forgot to count their games. They thought there's no way Clemson's in there. So we're going to make sure that we count Notre Dame, Tennessee, BYU. So here's the list: Oklahoma, Alabama, Michigan, Ohio State, Nebraska, USC, Georgia, Florida State, Penn State, Texas, Notre Dame, Tennessee. Clemson goes there.
All right.
BYU, Miami, Florida, Auburn. However, Clemson's not there without Dabo.
No.
There's no chance
Absolutely
they're in the top 50.
Do you want to be Clemson now, or do you want to fire Dabo? And I'll tell you what happens. You turn into what Nebraska is right now.
Yeah.
That's what happens. When you think you should be better than you really are, you turn into Nebraska. And Nebraska is an afterthought in the Big Ten. Nebraska thought they were going to come into the Big Ten and rule the roost. And half the time I forget Nebraska is even in our conference because they are just a doormat for everybody else. Like, do you want to be Clemson or do you want to be Nebraska? Being Clemson's not that bad when you compare it to what you could be.
I'll say this about Nebraska. So I've always been a Nebraska fan. They lost 0 guys in the portal. Matt Rule's doing something right.
Oh.
And that brings me back to why, and I'm getting all this firsthand from the man on the ground, Uncle Don. And Uncle Don's coming in saying, people around here are saying, because this is where he lives.
Yeah.
People around here are saying, when in reality, I think it's Uncle Don saying it. But we'll never know. He'll never come clean. He'll never tell us what he actually thinks. Just wherever I am, he'll be on the other side of it. So
I like that.
They're upset because they didn't get anybody out of the portal. That's what they're upset about.
That's because Dabo doesn't believe in the portal. And
he doesn't believe in the portal.
Or NIL.
In high school, He believes in high school players. Now, he's going to have to do something with NIL.
1,000%.
I love what he's doing with high school players. If you can keep them there. Like Matt Rule's proven you can keep them there.
Yep.
Coach Prom's proven that you can't.
Yeah.
Depending on how you do things. Right?
Yeah.
And so Dabo wanting to build through the traditional ways of high school kids is another rant in my thing, which I'm here for.
It's great.
That's my favorite thing about him.
It is.
Because high school kids are getting hosed if he can keep them there.
Mm-hmm.
If they leave and he's not replenishing them from the portal, that's where you get into trouble because you're replenishing them with freshmen. You're losing. Yep. You've prepared this junior. You've got to know where he's a starter, and all of a sudden he's gone.
Yeah. Yeah.
And so you got to replace him.
You get a kid that's been out of high school for a year maybe. And
right. And that's their frustration. But I would say counterpoint to them, he's in the ACC. So he ain't got to be that good.
For now. Win. For now he's
right.
in the ACC.
Florida State's gonna Florida State.
Florida State in the ACC.
Do what?
Now. I said Florida State in the ACC for now.
For now. Right. But right now we just have to operate under the assumption that whatever. Florida State's back. I'm just going to tell y'all.
I think so. Yeah. I like that. I love that coach down there, man. I think he's a great coach. I think he's going to be good for Florida State. Yeah. I think he's going to be a good thing for. I'm not going to say they're going to win a national championship or something like that. I mean, they certainly may. They had a good shot this year if everybody didn't get hurt. But yeah, I like that coach down there, Norvell. I think he's good.
Listen, all you have to do to be a perennial top 5 team is be the best team in the state of Florida. That's all you have to do. If you are if you can build a perennial winner in the state of Florida, which means you're then going to get most of the kids in the state of Florida. You should be able to get a lot of the kids in the state of Florida. You're going to win.
Yeah.
Because the talent that comes out of South Florida is stupid.
It's insane. Well, Florida's having the same issue that Georgia had before Kirby got here is they couldn't close the border. Like, that's how Bama was winning so many national championships. Like, they were coming over here and getting all the recruits. And we've talked about this before. High school sports in Georgia are better than Alabama. That's just a fact. And if you want to win, especially in the South, if you want to win national championships, you need to recruit Georgia and Florida well. LSU does a good job of keeping the Louisiana kids in Louisiana. They do a really good job of that. But Georgia, before Kirby Smart came here, was doing a terrible job of keeping their kids here.
Kind of like West Georgia not recruiting West Georgia.
Oh man,
they're starting to, which is good.
Yeah.
But for years and years and years, they refused to take kids out of West Georgia, and all this talent here.
I don't understand
and UWG just wouldn't take them.
Yeah.
And I was just like, the greatest one ever was I saw the scouting report on Kyle Bailey from the University of West Georgia.
Yeah. Kyle
Bailey, who his senior year when this report was made at Bremen, was averaging 37 carries a game. He was in a direct snap situation. There was no fanciness. They would snap him the ball, and he would go. It was all Wildcat. They knew where the ball was going. He was averaging 37 carries a game and playing every single snap on defense and playing special teams. You know what the scouting report said?
What's that?
Kyle Bailey's not tough enough to play at the University of West Georgia.
Not tough enough.
Not tough enough.
Tough enough. It's so stupid.
What a cop out. I saw play that year.
What a cop out.
Toughest kid I saw play that year.
If I
goes to Western Kentucky, starts for 4 years.
Who's the head coach at West Georgia now? I don't even know who it is. It's a new
young
guy.
New guy, right? Came from Kiffin.
You know who's right down the road from you at West Georgia? A kid named Juju. He's not going to go to West Georgia. He's not going to go to West Georgia, but I'm going and talking to him. You know who else? Caleb Odom, right down there. You know, just go talk to him.
Talk to all of them.
Just go Jordan Beasley, Caden Prothrow, right down the road. Go talk to him.
Right down the road.
Probably not going there, but that's fine. Go talk to these kids.
We're deep in linemen. I'm at the spring game, and they could only do one side. They could only play offense versus defense because they didn't have enough offensive linemen to put two teams out there.
What?
So waiting to see who they could get from the portal.
And they think they're going to go
coach.
They want to be D1.
Change.
They want to be D1.
Coach and change. Let's be fair. You got to coach and change. So the guys just come in. But the explanation was they don't have enough offensive linemen. Now I'm sure he's bringing them in through the portal. There's plenty of kids in the portal. because there's tons of kids jumped in the portal and then
Yeah.
nobody wanted them. Now they're stuck there. But there's a lot of offensive linemen that could play at UWG in West Georgia.
You're damn right there is.
Who are getting Cumberland is picking them up and Point. And
who's there? Carrollton has like a 4-star or 5-star kid offensive lineman, I think.
Several.
There. Oh, AJ. Oh crap! What's this kid's last name? At Bremen, freshman. Just saw him squatting today. AJ's his first name. I forget his last name. Freshman lineman squatting today. Do you know what he was squatting as a freshman?
What?
590 pounds.
That's a lot of weight.
That is. Oh, let me pull this up and make sure that I got this correct.
That's an NFL squat.
But yeah, that is. Let me see. It's already. Facebook was already refreshed me. Stupid Facebook. No, I don't want to ask Meta. I just want a search bar back. That's not
Meta World Peace.
That's not my next
I'm
rant.
happy for him. Listen, he goes from starting a fight that is the world's most famous basketball fight of all time to having his name on the biggest social media platform there is. Shout out to Meta World Peace. Good for you. That's a heck of a comeback.
I don't remember where I saw it now.
Your
but
story is never written, people.
It was
you can always rewrite your story.
Somewhere on Facebook. He's a freshman. Kid's named AJ, and I think it was 590 that he was squatting as a freshman.
In conclusion, as much as I have enjoyed and do enjoy making fun of Dabo Swinney, it's one of my favorite things to do. I love ball coaches.
Yeah.
And Dabo Swinney is a ball coach.
And he's a good
Dabo
dude.
Swinney is a ball coach who is trying to do things the right way. He wants, whether you think he's right or not, he wants to do things the right way. And he's one of the few people heavily recruiting high schools. And so as a guy who covers high school kids constantly, I refuse to call for the job of the guy who's out there recruiting those kids who are screwed, they are in JUCO wasteland because of the transfer portal. Like they don't have a lot of options. They're not taking a lot of high school kids because why bring in a freshman and develop him for 2 years when he can leave you?
Yeah.
At any moment.
You can pick up a
junior and plug and play.
Yeah.
Which makes for crappy football.
It does. It does.
Because you're not building a culture.
Good news. Tiger Woods even through 4.
Huzzah.
Huzzah. Huzzah. He's only 2 back of the lead.
As they say, a lot of golf left to play.
Only 2 back in the lead right now. Listen,
we have started the Tiger Watch on hole 4 on Thursday.
Don't you throw water on my fire, damn it.
Come, baby, light my Tigre fire.
If Tiger Woods wins a tournament, I don't even care what it is. If Tiger Woods wins a tournament, I will be streaking naked through the streets. I will be stripping everything off and running through the streets.
I saw a tweet. I'm going to do 2 in a row.
Go for it.
Because you just brought this up. I saw a tweet that made me angry this morning.
Uh-oh.
It was a video of Tiger dapping up JT on the range.
Yeah.
And the guy had put a comment in his tweet. Tiger, just like Nick Faldo, I'm paraphrasing here, isolated, alone, and dominating when he was playing, and now everybody's buddy when he knows it's over. I almost threw my phone across the room.
Why is that a bad thing?
Like, duh, dude.
Yeah.
Like, those guys were his enemy. He showed up to beat them to death with a pitching wedge.
Yeah.
That's why he was there. And that's why he dominated the place. His biggest mistake was not realizing how dominant he was and continuing to let 4 handicappers change his swing. Wow. That was Tiger's biggest stinking mistake, other than Perkins Restaurant.
I don't know if that was his biggest mistake.
Listen, if Tiger was healthy, if he didn't quit and his swing never changed, it wouldn't have mattered how many Perkins Restaurant waitresses there were.
He likes greasy food and greasy waitresses.
Yeah, like you're the greatest. You're winning the Open by 12 strokes.
Yeah,
and you're changing your swing. You're the greatest ever. Just keep doing it. But he was out there to cut their throats and beat them to death.
Yeah,
and now he's not. Now he's out there trying to get through 4 rounds.
He's an ambassador now. Like I think I've said this on a Bro Therapy before. I've said it on the Morning 5, and I love the place. My heroes growing up, 2 of my heroes growing up, Tiger Woods and Dale Earnhardt Jr. Like those were sort of the dudes that I looked up to, that I loved. And I love that now that I've gotten older, they've gotten older, they've moved into a different phase of their life where they are still killing it in the phase that they're in. But like Junior and Tiger are now almost ambassadors for the sport that they were competing in and loving and everything. And I feel like that's a kind of I don't know what they say that life mirrors poetry or something like that. Like I feel like that's a nice rhythm into like growing into adulthood. Like you're no longer competing, you're now an ambassador and trying to make whatever it is that you love better for the younger generation, that so they can take it and they can nurture it and they can make it even more awesome. And why is that a bad thing? I think that's
He's not. You'll never hear a golfer talk about Tiger being a jerk, even from back in the day. Like on the course, he was there for a reason. Don't talk to me.
Yeah.
But off the course, everybody's friends with him.
Yeah.
Like he's a cool dude.
Yeah. I've
just
never
pissed me off. It's so stupid. And I know I didn't respond or make anything because I know that that's just clickbait crap. Guys, when you see ridiculous takes, just keep scrolling. They're just doing it to get numbers
or play into it.
Yeah, don't play into it. Don't argue with them. This is me speaking to me. Don't argue on the internet with idiots.
Is this you talking in the mirror? Is this Casey Bass in the mirror?
There was a dude yesterday on there. I ended up in this thread, and somehow I didn't comment. I don't know how, but it was this guy. They had posted a video, which was a really cool video of Dante Culpepper and
love Dante,
young John Gruden with the Eagles, and Gruden's being the quarterback coach and talking through whatever. It's a pretty neat little 2-minute video. And then I went to the comments.
Oh, jeez.
And it was this dude who kept saying that the reason Dante Culpepper never went any farther was because of racist coaches, that he didn't have any coaches. And that the reason they didn't do well with the Eagles, they didn't give them an opportunity because they were racists. Well, do you know, and I'm going to say this to you because I refuse to interact with this idiot. Do you know the quarterback that they drafted and then replaced Dante Culpepper with the Philadelphia Eagles?
Was it
It was Rodney Peete.
Oh, that's not who I was going to guess, but
it was freaking Rodney Peete.
Why can I not think of the Eagles quarterback?
Well, it was Rodney Peete.
The early 2000s, that was amazing. Donovan McNabb.
Rodney.
Oh my goodness gracious,
right.
My mind just went completely. Oh, it wasn't him, but that's who I was thinking about. Couldn't think. Okay, Rodney Peete.
Right. The top 4 quarterbacks you think about in Philadelphia all have one thing kind of in common. They're all black.
They never won a Super Bowl? Oh.
That too. Well, no. Jalen, 5.
Jalen Hurts.
5.
Yeah.
It's the home of the black quarterback.
Yeah.
Like coming into a Eagles thread and just going on and on about racism at quarterback is the last place in the world to do it. You got Dante Culpepper, Rodney Peete, Mike Vick, Jalen Hurts, and the guy everybody forgets about. Did you just
McNabb? Oh,
Donovan McNabb.
Donovan McNabb.
Right.
Oh.
Like 5.
Yeah.
Like, what are you talking about, idiot? Like, anyway, it was a troll. I was just like, come on.
Did you ever play?
Plenty of racism in the world. Plenty of racism in and around all manner of things. But racism at the quarterback position with the Philadelphia Eagles is the last place that you go hunting for that. Like they've pretty well squashed that one.
If you're a racist coach, football probably not the best sport for you to be coaching.
No, not the place to be.
Go coach hockey or lacrosse or something. Like
right, like that's not okay.
Football,
and,
like
you know,
it's sort of the wrong sport, pal.
I'm the king of we need more black coaches.
Yeah,
king of that. I beat on that drum all the time. We need more because around here, man, we've had some awesome African American head football coaches that are especially at Central.
Yeah,
that are just they put 3 in a row up there that are just
great
premium dudes who you want your sons learning from. Yeah. And I'm sorry, but a black kid is going to listen to a black coach a little bit closer.
Mm-hmm.
They're still going to love their white coaches. They're still going to do whatever, but his life experience is the same. He's a lot like you. You look at him and you can see yourself.
Yep.
And you know they have absolutely nailed it 3 times in a row at Central. And it makes me happy. So I'm not saying that there doesn't need to be some changes. That's the biggest one. Is how do you have 80% of your players be black and 8% of your coaches.
I agree.
Like,
I agree.
at some point, there's a disconnect there. Like
I think the bigger
something
issue,
that's wrong.
other than that, how many black owners do we have?
0, I would think.
None. 0. Not a one.
0, I would think.
Yeah.
But it's very expensive. So
I think that'll change here in probably the next 20 to 30 years when our kids get to be our age and even older. With how much money these athletes are making, like these athletes, if like look at Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott's going to make $50 million this year. Like if you invest that correctly, when Dak is done playing, if he wants to be a part owner somewhere, he can do that. He's not going to be able to buy a franchise outright. Probably, maybe he is. I don't know, but like
I think LeBron
absolutely
could end up in if not buying one by himself, but in an ownership group. LeBron's got to be a billionaire, right?
Oh yeah, he might own a league. I mean, look at Michael Jordan. Michael Jordan owned it. Now he was a terrible owner, but he owned a team. It was
The reality is, I would assume 98% of billionaires are white.
I would think so.
It takes
I don't know,
a long time to get to the billionaire place, and we're still climbing out of some holes that we put ourselves into.
Or oil sheiks.
Or yes,
yeah.
oil sheiks.
Yeah.
But it's coming along. It's coming along well.
Oh.
Representation matters, though.
Look at this.
Especially in this.
Look who's tied at 4th. 2 under, 1 back of the lead.
He made 2 birdies?
No. Not Tiger. Not Tiger's still even. He's doing good. He's trying along even.
We're talking about other people?
Oh, Mr. Rory McIlroy.
Oh, don't worry.
Oh, no. No, Rory's tearing it up this weekend, baby. Rory's got his mind clear. Rory's got his mind clear.
I hope so. We need some superstars.
We
be superstars in golf.
We need Rory to win. Would be very beneficial. If Rory.
What are the odds?
He was a plus 750.
Is that it?
Yeah, he was second behind Scheffler. Scheffler, excuse me.
He hasn't won a major since 2010, and he's plus 750. That's how bad golf is.
He's number 2 in the world right now.
That's how bad golf is.
Yeah. He's number 2 in the world.
Do what?
He's number 2 in the world right now. He won last week. Not a major, but he won last week. Yeah, that's a whole nother
That's how bad golf is.
PGA Tour and the LIV. Golf viewership right now is plummeting. And they're not going to LIV because nobody's watching that crap. I don't even know how to watch LIV. Like, I watch it on TikTok. I get the updates on TikTok. But yeah, let's all cheer for Rory. Let's all cheer for
I'm
Rory.
in now. That's all you have to tell me. I just need to sweat, brother.
Yeah. If Rory wins, we'll say it this. Mama's gonna get her new vehicle sooner than she expected it. Be a nice little payday.
Not a number.
Yeah.
Did you put a number?
Oh.
You put a number?
Yeah.
Attaboy.
Yeah.
Listen, tonight I want to know the number.
We got ballsy.
Tonight, I want to know the number.
I'll shoot it over to
exactly
you.
What I'm pulling for.
It's on our group chat. Check your group chat. I sent the screenshot in our group chat. So it's in there.
I gotta know. I have no delayed notification.
Sent it yesterday. So it's a number.
The you and El Presidente one?
Yeah. Yeah. And I think Thrillium. I think Thrillium's in that one as well. Believe, if I'm not mistaken. But yeah, I sent that yesterday. It's a number. It's it'd be nice. Be nice if old Roars got it.
I don't think I have it.
No bueno? I don't know. I'll send it to you. It might be one of those things once I have an Android and all 3 of y'all have iPhones. So it's
never mind.
You got it?
I found it.
There it is. Yeah.
LFG, baby.
Yeah. So let's go Roars. Let's go Rory.
That's a big unit for you. That's not a normal unit for you.
Well, it's motorsports season. This is my time to make a lot of money motorsports season.
So you've done well, and you're parlaying it into Rory at 750.
Yeah.
I get that. Yep. I've done that. Yeah.
I lose money. I lose money during football season. I make money during NASCAR, F1, and IndyCar season.
And yet, we continue to bet football.
Yeah, you just can't not do it. Like, it feels un-American.
Let me tell you something. I have a 2-unit rule, right? Like I've implemented a 2-unit rule on myself.
You
I
killed
have
it
2
this
units
year.
to lose, period. for the whole football season. And generally what happens, and what happened last year, is I crush the first 3 weeks, 4 weeks of college football.
I think you were
and
like
then everybody
4-0. You were killing it early this year.
I won 11 straight bets this
That's
year.
crazy, dude. You were,
and then I technically could still bet because I lost 1 unit and quit.
You kept texting me like, just, we were going back in, what was it, Iowa or Northwestern, where we were talking about betting, and you put like 3 bets down on like one Iowa Northwestern game, like during the game, and like all 3 of them hit. And they were like just obscure stuff. And I'm like, dude, you were on an absolute heater right now, man. Like you were killing it.
They had the Iowa Northwestern total at like 46.5 or something. I was like, what?
They could play 2 games and they wouldn't hit that.
I think I told you, if it's 12.5, I might take the under. Like, Iowa hasn't scored in 4 years. What are we doing? And they're going to win.
Yeah. Yeah, they're going to win 6-3.
6-3,
Yeah.
which is what they did.
Yeah.
So I loaded up on game total, both teams total. I think it was 3 total bets on a parlay.
Yeah.
I didn't parlay them. I just did 3 individual deals. But then after 3 or 4 weeks of college football, it evens out. Everybody figures out who's who.
Yeah.
So I lose the edge. And so I just quit. And one of the reason I did it was not because of money. It's not about irresponsible gambling. It was because I watched too much football. And I have zero interest in ever watching a second of Northwestern Iowa play football. I have no interest in that.
I love
unless
it.
Unless I have a bet on it.
Big Ten football right there, baby.
If I have a bet on it, now I'm watching that game. So if I'm not betting on it and I don't have fantasy football, I'm not watching the NFL. I'm only watching Georgia Southern play football.
Yeah.
And maybe 1 game a week that I'm interested in. Like whatever there's one premier
big game or something
game I want to watch.
Yep.
And that's it. And that's all the football I'm watching. And it's made me a lot happier person because I'm doing football all week. I got middle school football. I got coaches interviews on Wednesday. I'm calling a game on Friday night. And then on my whole Saturday and Sunday is football.
Got to unplug. Yeah.
So that was the choice I made. And when I did that, I was like, oh crap, I got a lot more time to like do stuff with my family. Like they're all women. So they're happy that there's not football on TV. And when I put Georgia Southern on the TV, my kid will come sit down and watch it with me because that's an event now.
Right.
We're watching football. If you're watching football all the time and then your team comes on, it's no big deal. But now if I sit down and say, hey, the TV's mine at noon, because that's when we play, at noon or 11 o'clock in the morning or 10 o'clock in the morning, whenever they let Georgia Southern play football, the TV's mine, then, it's something different.
Right.
And so that's why
it's an event.
But the best thing I ever did was stopping fantasy football.
I love fantasy
That was the
football.
best thing I ever did.
I love fantasy football.
The bandwidth up here that I have now is amazing. When I've realized, this is when I quit fantasy football. I was watching a football game where a team had a lead in the 4th quarter and had the football.
Yeah.
Right? And I'm yelling at the TV for them to throw the ball.
Yeah.
When all they need to do is run the football.
Right.
And I went, this is not okay.
That's what makes it. That's what makes it fun. That's what makes it interesting. You're
not my gimmick.
You're not cheering for anything to happen in the game that helps the team win necessarily. You need some like goofy scenarios to pop up where they have to throw a 60-yard Hail Mary.
The purpose of football. It's the ultimate team game.
It's what makes it fun.
It's the ultimate big team, little me deal. And fantasy football is ruining it.
You're cheering for guys to get injured so that second string running back you started this week can come in and get a touchdown.
Last season, like week 4, I got to watch this rant from Clay Harden about how bad Jalen Hurts sucked at football. And I was so confused. I'm looking at it going, what is he talking about? Finally, it occurred to me, and I wrote, is Jalen Hurts your quarterback on your fantasy team? Yes, on 2 different teams.
Clay had like 4.
They were winning.
He had like 4
touchdown passes, so he sucked.
Yeah.
I was like, I'm so happy I don't do that anymore.
Now, Jalen Hurts was not good last year. I will give him that, but it wasn't his fault. I don't remember who was their offensive coordinator last year. Bad.
Yes, bad.
Yeah. Couldn't change up schemes and but we'll talk. Hell, it's May. We'll talk about football when football gets here. My
What
first
else are we going to talk about?
my first rant. Not really a rant, but people who know me are going to get a kick out of this.
Hold on, before you move on.
Yeah.
I need to know if we can't talk about football until football gets here. I'm in trouble.
Oh, we're going to talk about. Oh, what comes out today?
What?
They released the cover for NCAA football.
It's like $190 or something if you pre-order it. I saw.
There's a version.
Fruit Bowl in Miami.
There's a version that's $150. Listen, I don't care if it's $500. I'm buying it. I'm buying it,
especially if Rory wins.
Yeah, I'm picking up a PS5 in June. And I'll probably buy a physical copy of the game. I haven't bought a physical copy of a video game. I don't know, 12 years maybe. But I will. That people were complaining online about how expensive it was. And I'm like, shut your ass up. I don't care if it's $500. It's been 10 years since we've got one of these games. I really don't care. I would spend $500 on this video game. I would buy it. I would go and slap down $500 to buy this single video game. That's how jacked up I am.
Are you concerned? Are you not concerned that it's going to be a copy of like Madden?
I mean, this year's Madden was actually pretty good.
But it's always been different.
Yeah. It's always
it's a different gameplay.
From what we've been told, it's going to be completely different from Madden. It's not the same team working on it inside of EA. It's a completely different team. All the stuff that they've put in it. Tiger just hit a bogey. It's supposed to be completely different from Madden, completely different experience. So no, I'm pretty jacked up about it. What made NCAA so fun, and people that have never played it's been 10 years. So a lot of this generation don't remember how fun NCAA was and why it was so fun. It was so fun, that you could rebuild teams and try to take them to national championships. Like that was just living out your dream of rebuilding Louisiana Tech and making them a powerhouse was awesome. And the other thing that was so great is just you and your buddies, little couch co-op, sitting down, playing back and forth. It didn't matter that there were weird quirks in the game. That's what made it fantastic. That's what made you love it more is the weird quirks inside the game. And that was, it's not a game to be conquered. It's a game to be enjoyed. And
as long as I can run the flex bone,
I would assume so. All right.
As long as I got flex bone, I'm in.
So my first rant, not really a rant, just something I hate. And there's nothing really you can do about it. And people are probably going to find this funny, especially people that know me. To hell with geese. I hate geese. They're the worst animals that God put on this earth. Geese are the worst. They are the cats of birds. I hate geese. They're mean. They're evil. They're terrible. And every time I go play golf, there's damn geese all over the freaking course sometimes. And we had a tee box. We were at St. Andrews last week because I had an off day. So I took the kids out of school. We went on Friday, went up to St. Andrews. And there were geese all over the tee box on one of the par threes. I threw golf balls at them to try to get them to move. I didn't go near them because I'm terrified of geese. And I couldn't get them to move. I threw like food over somewhere like far away for them to try to run over there and get it. Didn't get it. They just sat there and kept crapping on the tee box. So we just skipped it. We just skipped that hole. We just drove on and skipped that hole. And then a couple of holes later, I guess they remember me trying to get them to move, because we were on the green and these two geese come flying in about 10 foot above ground level and just buzz me and making the noises and everything. To hell with geese. They're the worst animals that God's ever invented to put on his green earth. They are the cats of birds, are what geese are. To hell with geese. I hate geese. So that's, yeah.
They have nitrogen rich poop, which kills grass.
I didn't know that.
And so what they do, this is why golf course maintenance people hate geese.
I didn't know that.
These jerks get on the green.
Yeah.
With their ass over the green, and they eat the fringe.
Yeah.
While they're pooping on the green.
And killing the green.
And then it kills the green.
I didn't know that.
I hate geese too.
Yeah. Geese are terrible.
I'm with you.
They're terrible.
I despise geese.
Terrible animals.
And I love birds. Love birds. I'm a big fan of birds.
I like pretty birds. Pretty bird.
Geese.
Pretty bird.
Geese are giving all birds a bad name.
Yeah. They're like I said, they're the cats of birds. They're terrible.
I don't know any other bird that I hate. I love birds of prey. I love ducks.
Hawks.
I love
Hawks are cool. Falcons.
hawks are amazing.
I love
Eagles
hummingbirds. We have a hummingbird feeder out in our front lawn.
Great.
Yeah, love watching hummingbirds. They're pretty cool.
But geese,
Yeah.
I'm with you, brother.
To hell with geese.
I don't know how to fix it.
To hell with geese. And the other one I have also, not a long rant, but just sort of something that bothers me. This will be a little personal. If you're out on the golf course, depending on what course you're at, don't be a dick about a tire. Like, who,
What happened?
Well,
Me?
yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Come on, guys. If we're at a course that you pay, if it's a private course, or you pay $150 to play it or something like that, like, sure, I understand. Whatever. You want to keep up appearances, that's fine. But if we're out there, if we paid like $30 for a round of golf, like, how about you just don't be a dick about what we have on? Like, it'd be different if we were out there in cut off jean shorts and a sleeveless t-shirt with a cowboy hat on and knocking down natty lights or something, or being obnoxious. But like, what are we doing? Like, pick and choose your battles, guys. It's not like we're playing at Dam Augusta National. I hate that rule. If it's a private course, sure, understand. If it's like $150, if you go play up like Cobblestone, or I think like Lake Arrowwood, I think those are nice courses. Like, sure, fine, whatever. You can have a dress code or whatever. It's not Bushwoods, all right? Don't be a dick about a tire. Like, we're out here for, a charity event. We're out here trying to give money to kids. We're out here trying to enjoy a good time on a morning during the week. Like, come on. Like, what are we doing? Don't stop it.
You have a list? Is there a Casey list over there where if I'm low energy in the podcast, you have a list of things you can bring up to trigger me and make me go, is that what this is? This is from last week, the Georgia Southern baseball thing? Is that what this is?
Yeah.
I'll bite. What Bryce is talking about was we went to play in the Brandon Wood Invitational. Brandon Wood is an amazing human being from West Georgia. Played at Haralson County High School, stud linebacker, went to the University of Georgia, and he's doing great things in our community. And he does these football camps for kids.
His camp is open. Go register for it. Look, just Google search Brandon Wood football camp, and it'll pop up. They're taking registration now. It's like $25 to or $50 or something. Super cheap. Right. Yeah.
To tell you how great Brandon Wood is, he has this tournament every year, and when you get there, it's not all Haralson County Rebels. In fact, most of the people aren't. And so I was there. And it was cold. I had on slacks, like golf
slacks. Yeah.
I had golf slacks on. And I threw my Heard County at a long sleeve Heard County
like a football dry fit shirt.
Yeah. And then I threw my short sleeve hoodie that Tyler Spradlin hooked me up with, which is a Heard County hoodie, over that hoodie. And we get there and everybody's wearing hoodies. Like, everybody's wearing hoodies. This is a $500 a team event that is 2 teams on every tee box. We have sold out Oak Mountain Golf Course on a weekday. Okay? These are big deals. If you're a golf pro, these scrambles are a big deal to your bottom line. You got members out there who are paying to play golf that day that you're getting a green fee from that you normally wouldn't. We had a member in our group.
Yep, sure did.
That they got a green fee from that day. You have sold out your course for the first half of the day and don't have to do anything. Except for collect cards and say you won.
Yep.
It gets warm. Now, let me just say, in my opinion, one of the most casual pieces of attire you can wear on earth is a hooded sweatshirt.
Agreed.
Like, it's the definition of cozy, comfy around the house.
Yep.
It is absolutely 100% casual.
Lazy Sunday
nothing
attire.
Dressy. There is nothing golf about a hoodie. And I'm telling you, 70% of the people there were wearing hoodies.
Oh, yeah.
Including me.
For sure. Yeah, absolutely.
We're coming up on number 9. I'm up on the green, getting ready to chip. It's hot. The sun's come out. I take my hoodie off, throw it in the cart, and I turn to walk back towards the green. And somebody behind me up on the practice green yells, "Hey," turn around, and he says, "I'm going to need you to put a shirt on with a collar." And I said, excuse me. Now, there was a time in my life that I was a general manager of a pretty nice golf course.
Yep.
Like I know how this stuff works.
Yeah.
I get it. And I said, what? He said, I need you to put on a collared shirt. Now I'm wearing a high school shirt at a high school golf tournament.
Yep.
We're there to raise money for high school kids.
On a Friday morning.
On a Friday morning. I'm wearing a Heard County shirt. And I said, can I put the hoodie back on? And he goes, yeah. Which is the dumbest thing in the history of the world.
Oh,
that's not golf. You idiot. It's the Golf Pro. I'll tell you who it was. It was the absolute Stone Cold Golf Pro. Ridiculous. I get home. I tell my neighbor about it. You know, I didn't tell you this part. You know what my neighbor told me?
What?
He said, we don't go out there anymore because of him. I said, what are you talking about? He said, we showed up. They're beer drinkers.
Yeah.
These guys are golfers. They were members of mine, and they're beer drinkers.
Yeah.
He said, we showed up to play golf, and I went in, and he said, I brought a personal cooler full of beer, but we left it in the car.
Mm-hmm.
We go in. The bar's not open. The restaurant in the back. He says, hey, man, can we get some beers? And the guy's like, yeah, I'll get you some. He goes back and he goes, is the cart girl going to be out?
Mm-hmm.
He's like, yep, she's getting ready to leave. He goes, okay, we're starting here.
Mm-hmm.
Tell her to come find us. We want to fill up.
Yeah.
They play the whole front nine, never see the golf girl.
Oh.
Cart girl. They go in the pro shop. The bar's still closed. He goes back to his car, gets his cooler out, which is full of beer, puts it in his cart, and they take off. This guy sees them and says, hey, you can't have your own beer out here. Same dude.
That'd be different if they had a cart girl. Like,
right. You can't. I understand not bringing your own. That's part of the business. But if you're not providing it for me,
right?
This guy is so disinterested in his customer experience that he's willing to run me off over a college. I got so mad. I was playing well.
Yeah.
He's laughing. I was bent out of shape, mad. If I would have ran into that guy in the next 15 minutes, I would have said words to him that I would have regretted. Like, I was livid. The game of golf is dying.
Yeah.
The game of golf is dying. And you're going to get on me about it. Wasn't holy, ratty, whatever. I have watched Tiger Woods play in a dry fit mock turtleneck for 20 years. It's standard golf, like
standard golf attire now.
It was the dumbest bad business that I will not go out there unless it's a charity.
I agree.
Scramble.
No,
because based on that,
I
will not go out there. And I am a guy who shows up in proper golf attire.
Yeah.
I'm a guy who, you played golf with me several times.
Yep.
I know what proper golf attire is. I know what proper golf etiquette is. I'm the guy on your green who never hits the green, who replaces 3 or 4. You've seen me do it.
Yep.
I replace 3 or 4 ball marks on every single green I'm on, because your members are jerks and they don't do it, and you don't do a good enough job of teaching them they need to fix your damn greens. So I'm the guy out there fixing your greens for you every hole, because I haven't hit one. I make 2 ball marks a round, but I'm fixing your greens for you, and you're running me off. I come home every single round with empty sand buckets because I'm filling up every single divot. I'm putting the rakes where they're supposed to be. I'm taking care of your golf course. I'm really bad about having carts in the wrong place, but that's unintentional ADD. I have to back up a lot at Oak Mountain, get back where I'm supposed to be. But you're running me off. You successfully ran me off by being a jerk.
I didn't understand it.
Scotty Cameron stuck up his butt and thinks he's better than everybody else and has some 1978 version of golf in his head. And that's the reason that golf is dying, because the wasps are dying off.
It was
Generation
Judge
X
Smales.
is your customer.
It was Judge Smales from Bushwoods. Yes. That's who he was. Yeah.
Yes. Generation X is your customer base, boss.
Yeah.
And there's nothing we like more than a boycott.
Yep.
And when I go to the next golf course, I'm going to have a collared shirt on, because I probably won't be playing that's not true. Most of my golf is high school golf.
Yeah.
Fundraisers. And for that, I'll generally wear gear.
Yeah, you should. And that should be what you wear. It's not like I said, it's not like you had a cutoff t-shirt on there. Like, it was a long sleeve, Heard County dry fit shirt. And
it was so cold. I never expected to take the hoodie off.
Yeah.
I didn't expect it to warm up.
Yeah.
And who wants to wear a collared shirt under a hoodie?
Didn't really warm up. You know me.
It did.
I don't like cold weather.
I run hot, brother.
It was
anyway.
It was like 74. Jerk. Yeah. I agree.
What a jerk.
You know the only place that I go to 9 times out of 10 in West Georgia when I want to go play golf? St. Andrews. Because
St. Andrews is great. Tally Mountain, you can wear jorts.
Tally Mountain's great. The new guys at the Frog are pretty good. Pretty good dudes. Yeah, they're pretty good dudes. Yeah.
Fairfield's not gonna give you a hard time unless you catch the wrong ranger.
I've only played out there once. I haven't played out there a bunch. The
worst part of Fairfield now is that the greatest ranger of all time is on the shelf. He's on the DL, and that's Verlin Best.
He's back out doing a little bit this summer.
Is he?
Yeah.
There's nothing better than Coach Best being the ranger when I'm playing at Fairfield because he is a stone cold heckler. He will pull up.
I can imagine.
He'll see me getting ready to hit, and he'll pull up right where I can see him and just sit there like this.
Just watching. Just watching. He didn't even have to say anything. Just watching.
I'll duff it, and as I'm riding around, he'll go. Just shake his head at me like I'm so disappointed in you. I thought you were never a varsity. Like, he gives me that you were never a varsity athlete look.
Yeah.
And then if you get backed up, like if you get backed up, Coach Best is going to be there.
Yeah.
With the cattle prod. But if you're at the back of the line, after he prods everybody, he's going to come back there and talk to you.
Yeah.
You're just going to sit there and you're going to get to talk to Coach Best for 10 minutes while you wait. What's better than that?
I think he's back out there.
Fairfield.
I think he's back out there this summer.
That's great news.
Yeah. But yeah,
great news.
That was what's your happy thing this week? You got a happy thing?
We had the My Turn baseball game on Saturday.
Dude, how cool! We sat here and watched the entire thing. We sat here and our games got bumped back. So we sat here, me and my entire family sat and put it on the big screen TV and watched the entire thing. What a great afternoon, man!
It's the most fun I've ever had in broadcasting. There will never be a My Turn baseball game that I do not broadcast.
Y'all did a great job. Great, man.
I haven't been on a field with a microphone and kids in 20 years or 15. That was my gig. That's what I did.
Yeah.
Like that's how I got into this business, was a microphone, just talking to people, right? Like not necessarily calling action. Man on the street, basically sideline reporter, going around finding interesting things to talk to people about. And God, I loved it.
It was great.
It was such a sweet spirit in the whole building. There were so many people there. The kids just smiled from the time they got there to the time they left. There was free buttered udder ice cream. Like it was as good of an event as you could ever have. I got to work with Timmy, which I don't ever get to work with Timmy, and I love working with Tim Araquazo and Ryan Araquazo, and and Tom was there, and Tom's doing PA. There's not a better PA guy than Tom Araquazo. He's great at it. Like he's really good at it. And me and Tim just chatting it up, and then it was awesome. The Haralson County baseball players out there.
That was one of the coolest things, man. Like the Haralson County baseball players helping out with it and everything.
They weren't out there for show. They had a kid, and they were with that kid the whole time, and that kid felt like a superhero because they were in their uniforms.
Yeah. The interviews were amazing. Dude, the enthusiasm from the little kids that were playing out there was fantastic. Dude, it was so good.
I loved it. I reached in and asked the little girl, "Are you having fun?" And she went,
"Woo!"
Yeah, I was like, "Yep, this is great."
Yep.
Anyway, that was the best thing ever. My kid unfortunately didn't get to go because she is still sick.
Ooh, no.
Yeah, she's had a fever for 2 weeks.
Jeez, that sucks.
So pray for my kid. It's been a rough. This is the sickest. She's sicker than I've ever been. It's been a rough couple weeks for my kiddo.
That
so
sucks,
hopefully she's getting over it. But we're going back to the doctor today.
Go get her some meds.
Oh, and also we're doing Villarica. It doesn't matter. This can come out tomorrow.
Yeah.
But
we did.
You should hack our system. We're doing the spring game tonight. Tag team me and him.
We did the spring game last night. Yeah, I'll be there. I should be there maybe around in the second quarter. Possible.
I'm getting warmed up for you, brother.
Yeah, somewhere.
That's your broadcast. I'm just a squirrel. I am now the first guy off the bench.
Yeah.
Hometown Sports Media. That is my new official role. Casey Bass, first guy off the bench. I'm the sixth man. So if anybody calls in, I'm the guy.
Sixth man of the year award right there. Casey Bass, he's getting it this year.
I know this. Whoever calls in, that's where the pregame and the postgame is going to be from that place because they're going to do them both. Be on there for 7 straight hours doing the game and the pregame and the postgame.
Madman.
What's your happy thing, friend?
So we're coming to the close of the year. And we got a letter. Hold on. Ow. Got it here. So we're coming to the close of the year, and they're doing all the accolades and end of the year party for kids and everything. And we received this from Braxton School. He made the honor roll. Yeah, so he is going to have the honor roll ceremony next week at 9 a.m. And he
Hold
has
that back up. Billerica Middle School's address is Temple.
Yeah. Villarica Middle School is in the city of Temple. Yes.
I didn't know that.
Yes, it is. Yep.
I didn't realize that.
Yep. So yeah, that's my happy thing. He struggled pretty mightily in the first semester of middle school, just sort of kind of getting acclimated to middle school, and he's very unsure of himself. So him just trying to get acclimated to everything and get accustomed to middle school and how it works, and mama not being 2 classes down. It took him a little while, but he got acclimated this second semester, and he eventually brought his grades up before Christmas. And he stayed on the honor roll all year, and he gets appreciated. Was it Tuesday, Wednesday morning, somewhere around there, 9 a.m. at Villarica Middle School. And
awesome.
Yeah, and then tonight and tomorrow. Tonight, both my boys play in the semifinals, and if they win, they go on to the championship tomorrow night. So
that's awesome.
The only crappy thing is if they both make it, they're both at 6 o'clock, and they're both at different parks. Yeah, so kind of sucks. And I just got a notification from my wife. I don't know how we're going to fit this into our schedule. My daughter is trying out for the competitive gymnastics team tomorrow night at 6:30. So I don't know how we're going to do that if they both make the finals. So we will figure it out somehow.
Takes a village. It
does. We're going to be calling her mama. We're going to be calling my mama. Be like, we need some help in getting kid A to place 1 and kid B to place 2 and here and there and everywhere. So yeah, so the semifinals tonight, possibly finals tomorrow, and my daughter is trying out for competitive gymnastics tomorrow at 6:30. Boy, can't wait to see that, Bill.
Show and tell.
Oh yeah, pause. I'll be right back.
All right, I'll just entertain the people.
Regale them.
So this one time at band camp, no, can't tell that one. Did I tell y'all that I was the lucky charm for the Atlanta Braves the other night? It's 1-0 we got there, and 5 minutes after we got there, it was 7-0. Bomb City. It's like the launching pad all over again. Boom. And in that inning, Ozuna missed a homer by 6 inches on a sac fly, and Acuna hit one to the wall. Both those guys hit one to the wall in that same inning, and then nobody hit anything the rest of the game. He has gone to Mars. Oh, he's back. Thanks for wearing your fancy shorts on the broadcast.
Oh, yeah. Bright blue.
Wait a minute, I think I have fancy shorts on, too.
Do you? Look at that.
Yeah, I got my Uncle Marty shorts on. My Uncle Marty.
So my show and tell. So last week, I had this. Abner got me this for my birthday.
Yeah.
Little Tiger Woods bobblehead. Another birthday gift I got from my mother. Everybody who listens to this podcast or knows me knows I'm a pretty big Jimmy Buffett fan.
Look at that.
Yep. Buffett backstories. It's got how many? I want to say like 40 songs in here, somewhere around there. And it goes through all of Jimmy Buffett's. Let's see here. It goes through almost all of his big hits. 50. It's got 50 of his greatest songs in here. And it gives a backstory on every single one of those 50 songs in this book. I'm about halfway done. It's really cool.
I'm so happy for you.
Yeah.
Does that stay in the bathroom? Is that where you went to get it from?
No, actually, I read it out on my back porch. Yeah.
Yeah, that's more appropriate.
Yep. Go out there on like yesterday. We had nothing to do. So I went out on my back porch, grabbed a couple beers, and just sat out there and kind of lounged around in the sun, drank beer, and read a Jimmy Buffett book.
I love it.
Yep. It'll be
That's
be a
awesome.
pool book. I'll be done with it before the pool opens, but I'll read it again and it'll turn into a pool book.
So, I complain all the time about kids winning rings.
Yes. Yep.
And how they don't mean anything and yada, yada, yada.
Right.
Exhibit 1 or Exhibit A.
Okay.
Exhibit 3.
Okay.
Exhibit C.
All right. This
is my favorite trophy.
What is that?
1996 Second Baptist Church wiffle ball tournament, first place.
There you go. 1996.
Also won the home run derby that year.
Oh,
I have another one of these somewhere. Can't find it, but
I like
see how small it is. I think we need to do one over the summer. I think we need to have a hometown sports media wiffle ball tournament.
I'm down.
And have representatives from every single high school have their own teams.
I'm 1,000,000% down with that. We can do it.
I know how to do it. I've done it quite a few times.
Yeah.
We do it right.
1,000%.
Maybe raise a little bit of money and
I'd
for the
love
scholarship fund.
Yeah. I'd totally be down with that. You bring up trophies. I do have a mama comment from the My Turn tournament about the trophies. Maybe next year
Balls not being attached.
Yes, yeah. Emily was like, you know what? They probably should put some like double-sided tape on the balls, so like they could still get them out and play with them and stuff. If they wanted to. I
think they figured that out.
Yeah, yeah.
It was a good idea though because
I love the idea.
They didn't know who was coming.
Yeah, yeah.
They didn't know the kids didn't have jerseys till that morning. They were handing them out to the kids, and so that allowed them to write the kid's name on the ball. Right. So they could get a personalized trophy.
Yeah.
So it was a really good idea.
Yep.
And I think very quickly they figured out, we need to attach these to this. This is not going well.
Probably some double-sided tape next year. Yeah.
Made for really good TV.
We were cracking up about it at home because every single one was falling out.
It kept falling out. And they kept putting it back. It'd fall out. They put it back. Fall out. They put it back.
Yes.
I was the cameraman. I was the one filming it. Look, this is amazing. I'm zooming in on the ball when it falls.
That was the mama comment from My Turn though. Oh man, all right. You got anything else for our adoring audience before we head out of here? Is this episode 10 or is this 9 for Bro Therapy?
A lot of y'all are listening.
I don't even know.
I didn't realize. Like I a lot of you guys are listening because I keep getting random texts from people about things that I've said on the. There's only one way they know I've said it, and it was on the podcast, and it blows my mind. Like Drew Willis texted me asking, "What's that town, that beach that you like to go to?" You were talking about on the pod. I was like, "Wait, what?" Oh, thank you for listening, Coach.
Yeah.
Anyway, we're grateful. It's me and him just sitting here, talking nonsense because we don't ever get to be on air together.
Yeah.
And
very
we like
rarely.
talking to each other.
Yeah.
And so it's always fun to be on together. I enjoy it. I look forward to just talking to you.
Me too.
We've just become good friends over the last couple of years and have a lot in common and see the world kind of the same way.
Yeah.
And you like riling me up and I like being riled up and it's fun, So thank you guys for listening and let us know when you listen. And listen, if you're listening on Spotify or SoundCloud, go over to YouTube and just subscribe. Like it doesn't cost anything and you don't have to have your notifications on it. I'm not gonna tell you to turn your bell on. You can, that'd be great, but just subscribe. Mm-hmm. It'd help us and throw a comment. Like Casey's ugly or something. I don't care. It would just help us to get a little bit of traction.
See who's interacting with us.
That's all we're ever going to ask you guys to do.
Yeah.
If you wouldn't mind subscribing on YouTube. If we can ever get big, the only way we'll ever make any money really is on YouTube. And we're miles away from that. But thanks for listening. Yeah, seriously, that means a lot.
Like, comment, subscribe on YouTube. Share it with all your friends. Share it with everybody. And follow us TikTok, Instagram, Facebook, X, Twitter, whatever it's called this week.
Don't you ever say X again.
I don't even know what it's called this week. I feel like it's changing.
It's Twitter.
It's the URL is still Twitter. Like whatever. That's another argument for a different day. Like, comment, subscribe. Listen, we put out clips of all of this. If you are listening to the audio, like Casey said, you might want to pop over to YouTube. YouTube has some different visual stuff sometimes. It's a little bit different of a podcast. Not terribly different, but there are some visual stuff that we pop in there. But you do get to see our lovely faces on YouTube. So that is we
didn't talk about auto racing at all today.
No, we didn't, and it was a great race this past weekend at Darlington. It was gorgeous. We're at North Wilkesboro this week, all-star race, so that should be entertaining. We're actually recording Track Talk here in about like an hour and a half. That'll be out today, or that'll be out yesterday when this podcast comes out tomorrow. Time is weird. As George Carlin said, time is weird. For Casey Bass, I am Bryce Sparling. We will see you all next week here on TM5's Bro Therapy with Bass and the Bear.